Hello, my name is Darren Thomas, and I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this video, we're going to learn a little bit about tables inside Microsoft Excel. So let's go ahead and see what we can learn. So I have my table right here, and it's just kind of a table about students and classes they've taken, just pretend data. So we got classes, students, semester, how many credits, the price they paid, whatever. I could convert this to dollars if I really wanted to by just clicking on the dollar sign, like so. Credits is just a regular number. It's not a currency. So the first thing we're going to do is you just want to make sure that your highlighted cell is somewhere within the data you want to make a table. Once you do that, you click on Home, which we're already on Home, and then we click on Format as Table right here. And so they give you some choices. It's up to you what you pick. I'll just pick this one right here. It asks you what kind of contiguous cells you want to, and make sure you have the check that make table as a header. That means the top row will be the headers, if you will. Click OK. And you can see it's all nice and formatted, nice and beautiful. And so there's all kind of things that you can do with this. So for example, if you go to the bottom of the table and you press the tab button, you can see it makes another row automatically that's highlighted according to the color that you need. So you can see that for yourself. Also, if you type the name of another column right next to it, you can see automatically that it is added to the table. These are all the different things that you can do with Microsoft Excel that kind of happen automatically. Now, these things are all useful tools here that we can use inside Microsoft Excel, like I just mentioned. So going back to this, we can also add important stuff down here at the bottom for our various purposes. So let me give you an example here. Oh, I saw it. If you click on Table Design, you'll click on something called Total Row. It'll add that at the bottom. And so now you can have a row that kind of totals everything. So, you can make a drop down box here and it'll make it automatically. So do you want the average, the count, the sum, whatever you want? And so now I have how many credits all together on this class for the students here. I can also sum this up if I wanted to, if I really wanted to. Let's see here. And so I could do the same thing here, get the sum, and it gives me how much money has been spent. Also over here, I can find out how much this student paid here. So I just do equal sign and I do credits. So notice how it has a little @ sign. This is called a structured quantity, I believe, in Microsoft Excel, times price, press enter. And notice how it automatically updates the entire column for you. This is something you would have to do yourself if you're making a traditional column, if you will, or doing this without it being within the table function, if you will. One more thing that we can do is we can also name this. We've talked about naming things before, and so I just highlight the whole thing. Right now it's called Table 1 by default. You can see that over here, but we can just change that to call it just data, class data, class underscore data. And so that's the name of the table. And of course, you could do that also down here if you want. Class. This is the naming function. Whether they're the same or not, I think it depends up to the person. Now, something else I need to show you is you can see these little drop down boxes at the top. They allow you to sort things by whatever criteria you want. So let's say I only want information from spring semester. I could just uncheck the fall, click OK, and it's automatically sorted to where I only see information about students and what they took during spring semester. So this is a filter option, if you will. And of course, I can remove this. Click OK. And then everything is back as we saw before. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to do something for trying to query some information. So I'm going to do class here. Then I'm going to do equal sign. I'm going to sort. So what it is, I'm going to sort things so that they appear in alphabetical order, but then I only want unique values. So I'm going to put sort and then unique because I don't want repeated values. Okay. And then I'm just going to, highlight this column right here. Notice how it automatically calls it data and then inside square brackets class. That's what it's doing automatically. I close out my parentheses, press enter. Whoops. Oh, I need two parentheses. It fixes it for me automatically. And so now I have a list of all of my different classes right here automatically. And if I add anything to the table, it'll automatically show up here. So let me just give you one example of this. If I just press here, let's say I have English, and I press over there, you can see if you're paying attention that it automatically added English in column J. And of course, if I remove that, it's gone. Now again, for student, I can also do this for student if I really wanted to. You repeat the process, equal sign, sort. So I want them in alphabetical order, unique. All right, whoops. Then highlight all this information here. Excel gives it a name automatically, and all the students are showing up right there in alphabetical order. The purpose of the sort function on the outside is to make sure they're in alphabetical order. Now, something else that we can do that comes in handy here is we can find out some values in terms of the sum if. So like, for example, credits by student as an example of this. I could do, let's see here, equal sign, sum if. So it's summing based on some sort of a criteria. And then we're going to call it by student right here. So class data. All right. Then we're going to put a comma. Then we're going to go over here to this unique column that we made and put this person's there. Then put a comma. And then we're going to go by, looks like for credits right here, F2. And so let's see here. I think that's everything. And so what this is telling us is that Dan, if you look in this table for Dan, you can tell that he has taken 50 credits. Now again, we can double check this if we click on the filter function here and we deselect everybody but Dan. We can check real quick. And you can see right there, this is the same information we just had. Dan has taken 50 credits. So you can see there's always more than one way to find something in Excel. That's the point we need to understand here. Highlight everything again. Go back here. Now if I click and drag down, I will get this information for all of my people. And so you can see right there how this is working. Now we can do this another way. Class and credits. So how many credits of each class has been taken? I think you have an idea of how we can do this now. And so we go over here, equal sum if, and then we want table class data, and we want the class. So go right here, highlight this, put our comma, and then we want this guy right here, put our comma, and then we want credits. Then we put our comma. Let's see if this works. All right. So 11 credits of algebra, excuse me. And if we just click and drag this down, we can see how many credits of each class was taken. So there's lots of different ways you can explore and play with this and learn many fascinating things about each course. Now we could take this, for example, we could take this information here for the class credits, and we can multiply by price as an example based on some sort of a criteria and find out how much for each class, how much do we pay for each class. But that's kind of beyond the purpose of this video. What we are trying to show you here was some of the potential of what you can do inside Microsoft Excel using tables. So let's try to summarize what we've talked about and try to conclude this video. So in this specific video, we were learning about how we can make tables inside Microsoft Excel. So tables can be made by putting your cursor, highlighting a cell within the contiguous blocks you want to make a table out of, and then clicking Format as Tables. And you can pick whatever you want here. From there, you can, of course, add rows, as I've shown you already. You can add columns, and it'll automatically add columns. You can create new columns by combining data. You can filter your information based on whatever criteria you want, as you can see right here. You can also insert a total row at the bottom by doing so by looking at the table design, picking whatever it is you want. And again, you can find information that way. You can also, make queries outside the table using your knowledge of different functions inside Microsoft Excel. So I gave you an example of using the SUMIF function here, but of course this is just scratching the surface. So thank you for watching. My name is Darren Thomas. I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. Take care.